a nation for whom hunger was nothing more than a word. A people whose cities had no concept of scarcity, where gold was as common as soil and water flowed like mercy itself. Now imagine this, just a tiny mouse, and the mighty dam of Merib met its written destiny. No invading army, no earthquake, no lightning from the sky, just one command from God, one night, and one of the richest civilizations on earth was buried beneath the ground. This is not a legend. This is an event God himself mentions in the Quran. This is the story of the people of Saba, a journey from paradise to hellfire. And believe this, what comes next will shake you to your core. The people of Saba lived in the southern part of Arabia, in what is today Yemen. But they were no ordinary people. They were the most prosperous nation of their time. Their land was fertile. The air was gentle. Rain fell in perfect balance. But their greatest strength, their deepest secret, was the great dam of Marib. This dam was so extraordinary that it irrigated vast gardens on both sides. Fruit was so abundant that travelers passed through without ever feeling hunger. The Quran itself describes this scene. For the people of Saba, there was a sign in their dwelling place, 2 gardens, one on the right and one on the left. And then God commands, eat from the provision of your Lord and be grateful to him. This wasn't just wealth. This was a system of divine mercy. Trade prospered month after month. The city was clean. The system was organized. The people lived in peace. The Quran calls it a good land and a forgiving Lord. This was paradise on earth. From this very nation came their most famous ruler, Queen Bilqis. According to Tafsir ibn Kathir, she was intelligent, wise, and powerful. Her throne was magnificent, so magnificent that news of it reached the prophet of God, Sulaiman, peace be upon him. God had granted Sulaiman powers no one else had been given. He sent Bilqis a letter, a call, submit to God. Bilqis consulted her advisors and sent gifts, but Sulaiman rejected them. Eventually she came herself. When she entered the palace of glass, she mistook the floor for water and lifted her garments. And the truth became clear. At that moment she said, "My Lord, I have wronged myself. I now submit with Sulaiman to God, Lord of the worlds." And according to the scholars, after Bilqis, the people of Saba also accepted Islam. This was the spiritual and worldly peak of Saba. But time never stays the same. Bilqis passed away. Generations changed. Rulers changed. And slowly, gratitude was replaced with arrogance. This land is ours. We built these gardens. We raised this dam with our intelligence. The remembrance of God faded. The intoxication of power grew. God warned them. He sent prophets, but they mocked them. The prophet said, "These gardens are not the result of your genius. This is the mercy of your Lord." But Saba laughed. They replied, "Are you trying to scare us? Look at the dam of Merib, strong like mountains. Can your Lord bring that down?" The prophets warned them again. When God decides to seize, he does not need a great cause. His command alone is enough. And from that moment, their downfall was sealed. The Quran reveals something that shakes the intellect. So when they turned away, we sent upon them the flood of the dam. According to narrations, mice began burrowing into the foundations of the dam of Marib. People saw it, but arrogance had blinded them. What harm can a few mice do? Then that night came. The city was silent. The dam of Marib was breathing its last. One sound. Then another. And suddenly the dam collapsed. The water that once brought mercy turned into destruction. People screamed, but there was nowhere to escape. The Quran says, "We sent upon them the flood of the broken dam." The land that was once paradise became wasteland. Gardens turned to dust. Homes were swept away. Entire cities vanished. Lineages were erased. Only the story remained. God says, "We replaced their gardens with thorny shrubs, Why this punishment? The Quran answers clearly, this was because they were ungrateful. The people of Saba were not destroyed by wealth. They were destroyed by arrogance. Their crime was not being rich. Their crime was forgetting gratitude. If a blessing given by God takes you away from God, then it is no longer mercy. It becomes punishment. And if, by God's command, a tiny mouse can bring down an empire, then who do we think we are?